Got a day. Remove the plug, brother.
Don't they do?
All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Friday morning. My name is Daffy Matthew Esogana. You love to call me the Elegant One of Sports. It's a lovely time to be alive without the storms of life and get a positive result out of life. That's why we're here, actually. Make impact, okay? Don't just exist, live, make impact, create footprint, a foothold, so that when you're gone, the fossil of your impact would be seen, heard, and talked about over a long period of time. Why just exist when you can leave? Okay, they said everybody, what do I call it now? Everybody dies, but not everybody leaves, right? That was Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj. So don't just exist, try and leave. Okay, we live by making impact, we live by changing the status quo or improving upon the status quo, because not really every status quo that needs to change. If some things are good, you just build on it. It's called innovation. Okay, so let's be part of the innovative thinkers, not just the ones complaining, the ones who only see bad it is. And if you see bad it is, also find solution to those things that you see bad in. Someone like me, I see bad it is a lot of times, but I try to work out, okay, so now that you've seen this bad, what is the solution that you can bring on board that would make it better? Because it's always a thought in my head, like, okay, that's something you should narrow your mind into. Well, having said that, transfer window have closed. You have closed. Okay. Now, what you have is what you will come to the party with. There's no more excuse like, oh, my players are injured. Nah, you had a chance to buy these players. And somehow this transfer window seems to have lingered since the season ended up until now. There was plenty of time, plenty of chance, plenty of opportunity to get in the players. And it seems like there was enough money. Like I always say, football is a money laundry business where people, even in global economic recession, there's always money in football to spend. And how people do it, I don't know. And how Real Madrid as a business manages to always do good business without running at a loss is also something that's very, very strange. Good morning to everybody out there who's greeting those. Igalo, I see you, and every other person, I see you there. Divine Toke is wondering why Remileko is always coming first on YouTube. Man, this guy is an amazing guy. I'm thinking of already. Okay, no, I won't say it. I just keep it to myself. When it's ready, I'll call him to come pick it up. That's what I'll do. Let me keep it to myself, because sometimes you say this thing and it becomes too much of a pressure on you. But let's just keep it going like this. And I like to start with the new segment. Powerful in swinger by Timothy Deimbo, a guy on the beat, making sure that I've got news and news and news and news. Okay, so today, ValueJet, the headlines on the news: ValueJet Cup, Remo Stars and Smart City to face off for final battle. They came back from one goal down to Big Quara United. That's nice. Benevento edged Birmingham City to the signing of Super Eagles striker. Who's that striker? Stick around to find out who that person is. This is where legends are made. I don't want you to tell Sadiq Umar after the move to Real Sociedad. Okay, if you say so, then what would Real Madrid and Barcelona people say? Well, yeah, I understand. Umar Sadiq states reason for joining La Real, that's Real Sociedad. And Formula One, Hamilton says Red Bull could be embarking, on an era of domination. It's possible. The car that they've got, the drivers that they've got, nobody can argue against that. But let's take the stories from top to bottom. The ValueJet Cup competition comes to an end today, September 2nd, as Remo Stars and Smart City face off for the final at 3 p.m. today. Remo Stars reached the finals, having edged Quara United in the semi-finals 4 goals to 2 on penalties. After the game ended 1-1, Quara United scored first, and I think I got distracted by the deadline day, focusing on pulling it through, getting everything going. I'm sure you guys are excited about the fact that we gave you minute by minute action for the whole day from 6 a.m. in the morning till past 11 p.m. at night. Okay, well, just in between Talk Sports and Sky Sports and every other people who gave us the permission to do use their sources, their links, and all that. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful broadcast. It's been a long time I got involved in a marathon broadcast like that. I was in the studio practically eating and beating in the studio, just going on. But it was fun anyway. And congratulations to the clubs that got their players in last minute. Chelsea fans are still breathing hard, like breathing half. They are not sure if Aubameyang is confirmed. I like the suspense that happened. This is what Arsenal fans used to suffer under Arsene Wenger days, the last days of Arsene Wenger. Those were the days anyway. Well, Smart City reached the final with a walkover for Vendresa FC, who pulled out of the competition in a controversial way as regard issues on kit. I'll give you guys heads up on that. The competition, which started on the 26th of August, will have its champion today as Remo Stars and Smart City battle it out. Now, this is what happened. You come into a competition that is sponsored by ValueJet. You were told at the beginning that all the kits that we won in this competition is sponsored and branded by ValueJet. Those are the terms and conditions upon which the competition started on. You started out wearing the jerseys, and all of a sudden you decide not to wear the jerseys. And when they ask you why you're not wearing the jersey, you decide to pull out at the semi-final stage. I think that's strange anyway. But like I always said, I like to hear both sides of the story. But on the surface, that's a strange behavior. That's unprofessional, and it's condemnable. But then again, we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hear the other side of the story. Definitely, I will get to the depth of the matter, and I will give you guys feedback as to how that went. But for now, that's the surface story. That's the floating device that we'll have on the story. As we go on, we'll go to the depth and the core of the matter, and I will be here to give them up to you. Serie B side Benevento has confirmed the signing of Super Eagles striker Simi Nwankwo on loan from Salernitana. Okay, English Championship side Birmingham City were also reportedly interested in signing the Nigerian forward. Benevento confirmed the signing of Nwankwo on transfer deadline day on a season-long loan deal. Okay, there's also an obligation to make the deal permanent. God, if they got promoted to the Serie A at the end of the season, this guy's career is going to be tilting around clubs that are playing Serie B or getting promoted and look like they will get relegated. Come on, Simi Nwankwo, you can't score 21 Serie A goal for a team that does not even provide good assists, that is defending 90 minutes every game, and you're still playing for this type of club. It's strange anyway. But in a statement on the club's official website, Benevento Calcio, the club, this is what they have to say. Quote and unquote, Benevento Calcio announces that it has reached an agreement with Salernitana for the right to sporting services for striker Simeon Tochukwu Nwankwo, aka Simi. Okay, the Nigerian footballer born in 1992 arrived at the Galarossi club on a temporary basis with the right of option. That's end of quote. So he's going to continue playing with them. Benevento will be Simi Nwankwo's fourth Italian side since arriving in Italy in 2016, 6 years ago. Okay, he had previously played for Crotone, Parma, and Salernitana, where he joined Benevento from. Okay, let's wish him the very best of luck and hope that everything goes well. But I'm just a little bit taken aback, like, why Nigerian players not playing for some of the best clubs? Why are they not signing for some of the best clubs? I expect more. And I don't know, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it really bad for me to expect more, or I am just putting my expectation too high for players that are meant to be average players? I don't know, but I think if he scored 21 goals in the Serie A, I mean, did I tell you he scored 21 goals some time ago? I was regarded as one of the best players. Come on, Inzaghi and the rest of them. So why would our own be different? But then that's past. Moving from one goal scorer to another goal scorer that have Nigerian interest. Super Eagles great Motu Adekwaju is releasing the prospect of seeing Umar Sadok represent his former club. The La Liga ambassador took to social media to congratulate Umar on his move to Real Sociedad and also welcome him to his former club. The Nigerian international joined the Spanish top flight side from Almeria on a 4-year contract for a fee of 25 million euro plus 15% sell-on clause, which is very, very good. After officially teaming up with Real Sociedad, the headmaster on his Twitter page said, "Dear Sadiq, congratulations on your move to Real Sociedad. This is where legends are made. So feel at home and keep the goals coming. Okay, Aurora Relay. Okay, and Dekmojo, having left Racing Santander in 1996, joined Real Sociedad and made 88 appearances for the club between 1996 and 2000. Umar Sadiq has been handed the number 25 jersey at the new club. Now it is time for Umar Sadiq to unleash goals and show them what the guy Umar Sadiq really means, what it means to have an Olympic bronze medal on your team. And talking about Umar Sadiq, Real Sociedad new signing Umar Sadiq has expressed his delight in joining the club. Having joined from Almeria yesterday, Sadiq feels happy being at La Real and explained why he also joined the club. Speaking at a press conference yesterday, quoting from the club's official website, www.realsociedad.eus/English or EN, he said, I am looking forward to meeting my new teammate. I'm very happy to be here up Real. On the question of why he chose La Real over other teams, Sadiq has pointed out that I chose La Real because it is one of the most important teams in Spain. It is a step forward, and I am very grateful that they have signed me. I am happy. Real was the option I could not say no to. That's nice. That's nice to hear. I mean, it's been a while where I see a Nigerian player make a transfer and comes out to give such a glowing statement. I promise you guys, okay, I'm going to make this promise. I promise you guys, I am going to have an interview section with Sadiq Umar. Okay, I don't have his contact right now. I have not spoken to him since the national team failed to qualify for the World Cup where we were together in Abuja. But I'm going to make effort to try to reach him, and in the next couple of days, maybe next week or upper week, I'll have a section with him. When I'm sure of it, I'll tell you guys so that if you have questions to patch in, because this radio station is not owned by me alone, you guys are part of it. This is a partnership that must work. Okay, so I'll let you guys know, and you throw in your questions and tell me what you think. Let's jump to Formula One and the racing circuit and see what goes on there. Top F1 driver Lewis Hamilton or Sir Lewis Hamilton. I've said Red Bull could be embarking on an era of domination similar to his with Mercedes-Benz. The 15th race of the season will go down this weekend as Netherlands hosts the race for the Dutch Grand Prix. Speaking ahead of the Dutch Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton said his team could still make up the necessary ground to challenge Red Bull, who are cruising at the top right now, and they could also be on the way to dominating F1 just like he has had it with Mercedes. Quoting from BBC.com, he said, the chances are very high that that's already happened. They are already on that way to dominance. It's going to be very tough for teams to close that gap. If your car is fast one year, it evolves into a faster car the next year. So the gap they have now will be very hard for anyone from third down to close the gap. The circle of car design, that's the way it works. It's fast today, it's going to be faster tomorrow. It's not going to go down. So everybody who think of this as one-off should also listen to somebody who is a master, an experienced person who's been there, done that, who understand how the race is done, telling everybody that this is what it's going. So the question of the day that I ask, rate your club's transfer business. Have they done well? Did they sign the players you expected them to sign? Did they miss out on the players you expected them to sign? The players that you already signed now, are they what you needed? And if they are not, what do you think is going to happen? Where is your expectation for the end of the season on your team? That's what we're going to talk about. Every other business you can ask, any other question, you can throw in another comment, but that is the core of the conversation for today. So if you're out there, whether on Instagram right now, whether on the WhatsApp page, you're sending a message from WhatsApp 070-2500-0069. Please, that's the core of our conversation. It doesn't stop you from asking other questions and throwing up other things, but that's the core of the conversation. I would like to hear your take. Transfer deadline day yesterday was beautiful for me. I enjoyed it. Everything was nice. Seeing Aubameyang, coming in, there was a 1 hour delay with his flight, and that caused a whole lot of panic especially here in the studio. Yeah, I know a Chelsea fan, very handsome Chelsea fan with plenty beards, from the Osama bin Laden bloodline, and it was apprehensive, it was pensive, it was, what's all the adjective when you need them? Eh? Oh God, it was tense, it was panicking. As a matter of fact, Omar Bogo, but we know that Aubameyang is now a Chelsea player. But then there are some dirty things about the transfer that just got me laughing. Arsenal fans were trolling Chelsea and Aubameyang. Why? This guy served you for 7 years plus, and you guys let him go. You can't troll a player like that. Okay, he had his bad time, but he won you an FA Cup, never qualified you for the Champions League. I can understand. Last time Aubameyang played in the Champions League, he was playing for Borussia Dortmund. He's played for Arsenal, I played for Barcelona, never seen the Champions League. Right now, Champions League is on the platter. It's going to start from the group stage, which is beautiful for him. Okay, it's taking this long years to view the Champions League on television. He's going to make his announcement, and I won't be surprised. First game for Chelsea in the Champions League, he bangs in a hat-trick. But I don't think it was right. This is me. I might be wrong, but I don't think it was right for anybody to troll him. He didn't kick himself out of Arsenal. Yeah, there were times when the relationship didn't go well. It was a marriage that was going well. Looked like this was a marriage made for the stars, but all of a sudden it went bad and they couldn't take it. Things fell apart and the centers could not hold, and it was, his contract was terminated. At that point, you cannot be asking for loyalty. You cannot be saying he shouldn't, especially when Lewandowski came to Barcelona and it was clear he was never going to be the lead striker. It was never going to be the center of attention. He needed to move. Where do you go? You go back to Germany or you go back to England, where there's a plethora of clubs that were looking for you. There was Manchester United, let's not forget. There was even Tottenham who wanted to try it, but obviously it's not going to start as well because nobody's going to bench Harry Kane, and so you mean for him, it's going to be a backup, and that would just be like rub it on the nose of us now. Your number one striker, your captain is now bench woman. I'm not sure Bayern was ready to take that, and then a host of other factors, but eventually went to Chelsea, who couldn't really do proper transfer business in the early days. But I think in the last moment of the transfer window, this is my opinion, I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that Chelsea did very well. I think Zakharyan, if he doesn't get injured, he's a player to watch out for. He's a very, very good midfielder. He's a hustler. He's a good passer of the ball too. He also carries the ball. But then the Premier League, sometimes, for some people, he's a consuming fire. For some other people, he's a walkover. Nicolas Pepe will tell you that the Premier League is a consuming fire, consume all his football brains and all his football knowledge. But for Erling Haaland, this Premier League is even easier than the Norwegian League or probably the Austrian League or the German Bundesliga as it is today, because he didn't even need to play before scoring hat-trick. He took Kun Aguero, for instance, 89 games to score back 2 hat-trick. He's taking him 5 games to score 2 hat-trick. As a matter of fact, 2 games straight up, and he's giving you back-to-back hat-trick. It's taking him 5 games to score 9 goals. Nobody's done those numbers before. So when you look at it carefully, it would look like, starting on the Premier League is a piece of cake. But for some of that players, it's taking them forever. But let's talk about your club. Let's talk about the transfer that your club has done. What is the business that they've done? Let me start off with people on Instagram. If there's any comment, I don't think there is any. Babs Michel has said, Elegante one. Much love to you too. Thank you very much, my brother. Monaco _ Match 44. Say good morning, bro. Good morning to you. Babs, I say I greet you. I greet you too, bros. Babs, and then one further down. There's no comment. Uzair, I've greeted him before. My brother from another mother, wonderful guy. He said, "Good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I'm your boss. You." My jersey, my Division 2 Serie B jersey. I don't want any popular club. I need very, very unpopular club jersey. But shall I put my name on the back? Elegante TV number 7. That's all I ask. Okay, let's go to the guys on YouTube. All right, Dono Yuramileko, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Divine Tonkei. Somebody wrote me a message. Say, it's easy for you to ask non-footballers for jerseys, but you don't ask footballers for jerseys. Why? Well, the thing about that is, one, if footballers give me jerseys, I remember one guy said you're very close to Odio Galu, and you've never seen you wearing these jerseys. I don't like wearing footballers' jerseys, not because of the footballers, but naturally, there are quite a lot of footballers that you can't even ask for any favor, because if you do, it will fly around their circle and they would take it out of context. That's all. Two, asking footballers for jerseys and you're wearing it on the street, Emmanuel Sebastian is suffering that fate, and I've seen people suffer that. I mean, I've been in the industry long enough, so I know. You wear it on the street and they see that jersey on you, For instance, Osimhen not give him money. No wonder he doesn't say anything wrong about Osimhen. Or I talk calm, but you not give him money. So you have to avoid that for your own mental health, for your own sanity, and the good of your brand. But not only for the good of your brand, for the young and upcoming people that you are putting in your team that will go out there, because you don't want them to carry the burden of their people seeing their boss or the head of the team. I don't even see myself as a boss now. Their team lead, being described as, oh, this guy don't collect money for this footballer or that coach or that administrator, and then they have to bear the brunt. So I always tell footballers that if you give me jerseys, sorry, I'm going to give it away. And some people don't like it. I mean, if footballer called me that, I said, bros, after I give you my jersey, you go give him out. Why not? If you know where I for 10, I said, because I'm not interested in wearing your jersey, not because I don't respect you, but these are the reasons. But when after I explained to him, he understood. I said, these are the reasons, and you know the way people talk. And I don't want to get caught up in that way. And I think he understood anyway. AK_4_7 sorry. He said Haaland is the best thing that has happened to the EPL in recent times. I like that declaration. And then one further on, he said, happy to have Oba with us now. Can't wait for us to beat Arsenal. This is it. This is where the banter starts. Why is it that because you signed Aubameyang, Arsenal is your focus? Would you get 20 points from playing Arsenal? You get the same 3 points. You should say you can't wait to go and revenge Leeds United, because Leeds United did you guys dirty. At run you, at played you, at smart you, at taught you, at tactical you, at score you. You sure you didn't even score. That's the one you should be saying. We can't wait for Leeds United. You've not played Arsenal. You normally beat Arsenal before. Okay, last season we beat you guys. You beat us, we beat you. So that's it. Then you can't wait to play Arsenal. You don't come and play us now. What's it called? Aubameyang now start missing his goals, and then Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli and Odegaard, all of them now score hat-trick, and we'll beat the guy by like 12-0. And you now say, oh God, why did this happen? And then you now start shouting Bolly out, Tuchel out, Aubameyang out. I mean, at the end of the day, Aubameyang even go and score own goal. What will you say? So stop saying you can't wait to play Arsenal. Somebody's not here like Agamaliza. Stop saying you can't wait to play Arsenal. Say you can't wait to start winning games on the road, because Chelsea can't even win on the road to save their life right now. Lexty says, Money Boss, I'm delighted with Arsenal's transfer. Jesus, Zinchenko, Vieira, and Mark. It is evident because as of today, Arsenal is top of the league. Thank you very much for that one. I like that. Divine Toge said, Remileko just the first everybody reach here on YouTube. Sha, good morning, boss. Thank God Ronaldo is trying to get used to Thursday night football. He will travel. I said it. He will travel. Oshainaka waka. He will waka. He will travel. That's how we say it in Yoruba language. My mother say, you never see something. You know what you remember? You never see anything. Well, on WhatsApp, Henry Johnson said, good morning, bros. First off, please don't start from top to bottom next time. Okay? Always do bottom to top. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to start from top to bottom again. Worry, see what you have caused now. As good as I think Oba is, he's not done himself well by picking the number 9 jersey at Chelsea FC. But I'll wait to see if he can break the course of the number. Oh God, that's true. Number 9 jersey at Chelsea is actually the one that he took, that Pogba took to the Babalawo, the witch doctor house, and put it there that every number 9 should suffer. I don't know. From the days of the Crespo, even to the days of John the Baptist, and even at the kingdom of Chelsea suffering violence, and Aubameyang's violence was taken by force. That's so the matter just take be. Okay, this one is coming from David. Okay, David said, "Good morning, boss. I'm David. We go let Man City buy Haaland. Now he go show us Shaggy. Haaland doesn't know we don't score like that in the EPL." I like the fun twist to it. David, you're nice. Thank you very much. Thank you for making me laugh, and the fun way you put that one. Okay, Chikadigwe said, good morning, sports fans. Good morning to you, bros. I like that. Greet the fans. Sometimes, not just about me. I mean, it's about the community. So greet the community as well. And I appreciate that. Chips, anyway, you're fantastic, man. Saviki on Instagram, that's Victor Malolu. He said, how will you rate Dennis Zakaria as his CDM? I'll rate him on the scale of 10 to 100. I'll rate him 65. Not world class, but good. Okay, so he's in the Francese mood if he doesn't get injured. He can mark, he can close spaces, he's fast as well, he's a quick thinker. But the Premier League have a way of, turning everything good about you and make it look stupid. And sometimes some people know how to come into the Premier League as well and demystifying everything that people say about the Premier League is so hard. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. Pep Guardiola showed up and got 100 points. What are you saying? The Premier League, nobody, you can't even demystify. Pep Guardiola set the standard. Even people that went the season of BT, they got 87 points. Pep Guardiola, they do points with big people. Before, if you get the kind of point when Liverpool they get, you don't win 4 titles. But when Pep Guardiola comes, he made you understand that you can still make that point and not achieve anything. And DJ Lavoma, he said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Baka have really done good business. They have become experts in free signing also and making the best of the markets. Okay, their negotiations and business deals, both buy and sells, is great. Odini Remileko, he said Douglas Lewis would have made a lot of sense though, but Villa want to put Arsenal on pressure to overpay like Leicester for Tielemans. No wahala. We move. And I think that I love the way Arsenal stood their ground on that deal. These two players have less than 12 months to the end of their contract with these two clubs. I think that for me, I would pay nothing more than 20 million for either Yuri Tielemans, who I price at between 15 and 17 anyway, but at worst case scenario, I'll pay 20 million. Douglas Lewis too is a good player. So let's not come here and say because they didn't send them to Arsenal now when I say, oh, they are not good players. But for players that it's a mark as a squad player, you're not coming to start. Like you have Anthony at Manchester United, you have Lisandro Martinez at Man United, or Tyler Malaysia, who's coming to fix a problem. You are not the guy who's coming to fix a problem. You are coming as a spare tire, as a backup to the guys who are already there, and you're only going to start maybe because they are injured. I don't think anybody should go over the top for that kind of players. Having said that, and then to think again that they have just 1 year remaining, and there is the possibility that you can wait. In January, you sign a pre-contract with them. Because look at it from this angle. You are asking Arsenal to pay 25 million. If Arsenal this is September already that we're starting, October, November, December, by January 1st, Arsenal can reach out to these players and say, okay, sign a pre-contract agreement with us, but don't do it like the Mbappe own anyway, where Real Madrid were already celebrating. They've already sold jerseys of Mbappe coming, and then the witch doctor of Pogba twist his head. I will keep saying the witch doctor anyway, because it's in the conversation. And there's some people who watch this and say, oh, you're not professional. Go on, keep your professionalism to yourself, okay? All those Nigerian people who try to advise you on your job. And then his head turned, and now he's at Paris Saint-Germain, where the only thing he will win is the French League. I don't think that Paris Saint-Germain dare to say this, can win the UEFA Champions League. I don't think so. But they've also done well to be able to let 22 or 23 players go and keep the team in shape. It tells you the size of the squad that they've got. Nottingham Forest also signed 22 players. Well, a lot of people complaining about the signing of players and say, are they MPFL club? No, they are not MPFL club. The thing was that Nottingham Forest did not have promotion on their card. So most of the players that they had last season were loan players and players whose contract were running out, and they didn't have plan. Remember, they started the season very bad, poorly, losing, as if losing was going out of fashion, and then they were almost getting relegated. And then Steve Cooper came in and turned the team around, and they went all that long 19 games unbeaten run, blah, 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 find their way at the very, very top with fantastic result. Now they got promoted. Some of the players that they had that they should have retained were signed out. You see that club president, you just know that this one is like normal Surulere club owners. Is wearing jalabia in the stadium and doing sign of the cross. It's not easy, okay? When he scored that goal, if you remember, the camera captured him doing sign of the cross. Was excited, like, we will not score for the Premier League. So they needed to reinforce the team because they didn't even have the squad. Because I asked somebody the other day, I said, you're complaining about the number of players that they're signing. You think if they have a full squad of 25 to 30, these other players can still join in? Because the rule says you can only register 25 players and then have your reserve team and your academy team as backup. So you need to try and understand why that happened. So it's not something to look at and say, oh, they are doing the MPFL club thing. It's just a situation they find themselves. They got a promotion that they were not prepared for. Now it has happened. They have to prepare themselves to stay. It's going to take some time for the team to blend and mix up and become what they expect them to be. I just hope that it's not too late before they get to 40 points, because you need 40 points to stay in the English Premier League and beyond. If they get to stay this season, maybe next season will be better, because all of these players that they've signed now, even though some are on loan, they will need to be able to fund it as they go. And the Premier League is the only place where that can happen. But other teams around them too are not doing extremely well and running away from them. So it is something that they can survive on, just like Everton did last season. Okay, so Vicky said, but Drogba, you mentioned did not wear number 9 at Chelsea, but 11. I didn't mention Drogba as a number 9. Sure, I don't mention him as a number 9. I said Adrian Mutu and then Crespo. They even Mutu didn't wear number 9. But I'm just saying their anger with which they drove them out of the club. Maybe they are the ones that placed cost. Drogba was a success now. Was the one that placed cost on there. That's the context of which I was saying, but it's just a passing joke anyway. What's it called? Rebecca can say Aubameyang go pick number 9. Okay. Say Aubameyang go pick number 9. Okay. Wow. It's a Patricia. Good morning, everyone. Divine Tokai say, I don't think I can say anything on Chelsea's transfer this summer. I believe only time and performances will prove how good these deals are. Nevertheless, if the players bring their A game, then we are good. And then he went further to reply to Rebelekon. The Divine Tokai replied to Rebelekon. Said, I think Oba did that because he has nothing to lose or prove. That's why he took it. No pressure. I think you're wrong there. When a club signs you and they're paying you a salary, you have something to prove. A club like Chelsea that have a culture of always winning, every 2 seasons they win something. This is the season where they need to win. Last season they didn't win anything. This is the season where they need to win something. Forget the fact that we don't have the Roman Abramovich there right now. But the culture and the tradition is like Real Madrid going to the Champions League and not winning it. And there is always going to be pressure. You can say, but we've won to 14. What's the big deal? The highest person close to us is 7 or 8. No, that's not it. When you sign for Real Madrid, they tell you straight up, we want to win the Champions League. That's what you should aim for. Winning the league is good, but Champions League is great. And we are a great club. We want to always be great. So I don't think that I would agree with you that there's no pressure. There is pressure. When you sign, especially at a club where they don't really have a proven striker right now, what would be good anyway for FPL people is that if you have Raheem Sterling in your team, now Raheem Sterling have an arrow. It's a player to target with his passes and his crosses and all that. I just hope that Aubameyang will come with the goal scoring side, because now there's 2 sides to Aubameyang. Which one is going to come? The party boy, the one who's not serious, the one who doesn't, is not time conscious, who just does what he like. But again, there's a very good cordial relationship between him and Thomas Tuchel. I think maybe that one would activate the Aubameyang that Chelsea fans are looking at for. Like I always say, as much as I want Arsenal to even win the league, which we're not going to win this season anyway, but I want Arsenal to play against the best teams with their best players there. If you win, now you don't know, okay, you won this game because you played against, but not playing against a team that have some children, some infants are struggling to find their feet, and it's not good. So, guys, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do us the favor of subscribing to our YouTube channel. We are growing a community. We want to be big. We want to be like the Fabrizio Romanos of this world, the AFTVs of this world. The only way we can do that is through your subscription, and always comment on our content. We know we can be better than we are doing right now. We don't have all the equipment, all the facilities that they have. But go back to these guys too. When they started like us, they didn't have all this tech, all this, advanced, sophisticated office and settings that they have today. But with your support, if you keep supporting our channel, keep dropping comments on our channel and all that. I mean, I hardly ask anybody for fun, even though we did it like crazily right now. We can't turn it down. But I mean, we actually were turning some down because the sources of the money were not good, and then the conversation around the money were not good, especially in this political period. I'm not going to mention it, but we've been approached by people who want us to use our channel to, kind of like talk about them, and then also source money in and out. And that's basically money laundering, but we can't do that. Oh, you have to go to Europe, and especially the transfer window. We can fund you, go to Europe, go and cover the transfer and come back. And then this is what will happen. This is what happened. 10% come to you. I know when they do this one long run, it could come back to us. We needed the money. We're desperate for it, but I do believe that the generic growth can give us the money we are looking for. So that's our own hope and where we look forward to. That's what we count on you people. Please, when you view our content, help get engaged in the comment section, and you can even banter with the season on our banter with other fans. But please don't insult people. I don't want my page to be a page where people are insulting people. I go to some people's page and like, God, I see people say you will die, you'll be destroyed, you'll be this. I don't want that. It's good for engagement, but please, I don't want that. No. This page should be fun. People should come here and feel happy. People shouldn't come here and feel depressed and feel like they want to commit suicide because of what people say to them. Okay, having said that, let's move further down. As a Patrick said, another transfer market gone, and Mascom United still spent 70 million on a washed up Casemiro and neglected in the yet again. Washed up 5 Champions League. That can't be seen as washed up. His experience is worth it. The reason why you employ people from big companies and pay them big money is the experience that they come in. He might not play the football you expect, but he might just do something in your dressing room that changes everything. And remember, Alex Ferguson paid 38 million, or is it 30 or 38 million for Dimitri Berbatov? At that time, he might look washed up, but he came in 3 seasons later. He was a 30-goal top goal scorer, joint top goal scorer with Carlos Tevez, if I'm not mistaken, and won the league title. So, washed up. That's too much to say right now. Okay, but it's the market. You can't go to a Ferrari shop and look for cheaper Tikomoto. You can't use the Toyota budget. Sorry for everybody who's driving the Toyota. To go to Ferrari shop and try to buy even the oldest, the crappiest Toyota, maybe like a Toyota Enzo or whatever. So try and understand that Casemiro fall into that Ferrari. He's a luxury player. He's a chauffeur-driven Rolls Royce. So you've got to pay the value for him, and you're buying from Real Madrid. That's just the way I think about it. Digital information: Nigerian players are not having the best of agents. They are not in the mainstream of business. Also, they have yet to embrace branding. And that one is the main thing. Branding and PR, Nigerian players don't know what it takes. And no matter how you try to explain it to them, they don't listen. So me, I've given up trying to explain that to them because it's not really important. And then they surround themselves with people who tell them where guests with big ears and all that pointed breasts are. So I'm not really bothered about them again. What I say to myself is work for them. If you speak to some players, I'll tell you, all this way you talk, so you get money reach me. That's what they say. So you just look at it like, okay, sorry, I don't want to advise you. But what I told one that say, you see this thing you're saying, this is what Wakashi was saying some years ago. Today, look at how he's carrying a handbag and running after upcoming politicians. These politicians were watching me back in the day, but look at him now running and smiling after some politician and gymming every day, looking like Johnny Bravo. No disrespect to him, but that's the fact of that's the reality of the time. So sometimes you have to live there. But then again, this generation of Nigerian players have, in terms of investment, they've done proper investment better than the previous generation. So it's hard to really advise them. You just let them stay within the ceiling, but they are better than the past generation. So the next generation that will come in will be better than this one. And maybe it might take 100 years to accelerate to a place where they normally would take 5 to 10 years, but it is what it is. One day it will change and everything will be better. So let's not, I don't like bashing them anymore. I just let it be like, this is what they are exposed to. You cannot dream beyond what your exposure and your mindset allow. So let's leave them on that one. Okay. Shemuntal Sherifa. I'm not sure that's a Nigerian name. I would love if you tell me where you are sending this message from and where you're from. Okay. Make me be sure about Luis or Arsenal. Well done. Good. Make we love you online. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Where are you reaching out from? So what happened was that Arsenal went for Douglas Luiz with a 20 million offer to buy him after the game against Aston Villa, how he played, and the fact that 2 key players got injured. First off, it was Thomas Partey that was injured, and Arsenal felt like they've got El Neni and Simi Lokonga, so they can go forward. That's why they didn't even bother about Tielemans. Like I always said here, that Tielemans is not going to work in this window. Arsenal is going to wait till next summer and try to get him on a free and probably give him a £5 million sign-on bonus, which is better than to pay 25 million to Leicester City and then get him, when he's less than a year to the end of his contract. And I've been proven right about that one. So they wanted Douglas Luiz, who have the ability to play that ball very well. Arsenal doesn't have anybody who does that apart from Odegaard, and Odegaard is not consistent. They put in 25 million. It was rejected immediately, and 2 hours later they put in again. Okay, so they put in that offer by 5:45 p.m. and then by 7:30 p.m. they put in 23 million plus 2 million offer. So the first one was 20 million plus 1.2 million add-ons. Then the second one they put 23 million plus 2 million pounds add-ons, but they rejected it outrightly. And Arsenal felt like, okay, you know what? We're going to use what we have. After all, we have a Zinchenko that we can draft into midfield and play Tierney on the left side, and we also have Simi Lokonga, who played against the same Aston Villa, as good as they think they are, and held his own very well. Even though Arsenal considered a goal that you cannot blame anybody for. It was a dead ball that came in straight up into the net. And then you look at the squad that they've got, they felt, you know what, we can pivot into a different style of play within the midfield space and still get going. Next window, which is, I don't think Arsenal will do much business in January anyway. The way Arteta is going doesn't look like a January kind of guy, lover of January market, unless something happens in January, something come up that was very, very good and irresistible. I think they'll wait for next summer again. And there's a possibility of Douglas Luiz being available for free. There's a possibility of your Tielemans being available for free. But that also means that the suitors will be many. Okay, that's a gamble Arsenal are willing to take. It's sad to see that they couldn't get Douglas Luiz, but I think that Arsenal have put themselves in a place where they will not be pressured into paying crazy money or outrageous money just to buy players. Just like Manchester United waited for too late, and they are paying money that they should not be paid. They have started their business pretty early. But, you know, it is what it is. This type of things happen, and there is nothing you can do when you box yourself into such a corner. But I think I like how Arsenal handled it. Maybe they could have done a bit better or approached it earlier, but maybe they didn't know that players were going to get injured. So let me go to Instagram and see what we've got here. Amalu Abi is saying, good morning, Mr. Idafe. Thank you very much, Matthew. What advice can you render or give Wilfred in the deceased? Is your personal person on his management? Another transfer window gone by without him upgrade. Is he afraid? Okay, afraid to move or comfortable in the comfort zone. Text. My deduction from everything is the fact that I was schooling. I was doing his business masters, and if he had moved to any other club away from Leicester, that would have affected his academics because, you know, because he's playing for Leicester and he's close to school, things get done easily, and the online part also get done easily. And anytime he needs to go to campus, he gets it done. Now he's done with the schooling. We cannot judge him from the next summer transfer, not even the January transfer. But I think that Leicester might just struggle this season. I just hope they don't get relegated. But I also think that it is so good that even if Leicester get relegated, there is a club out there that will snap him up. I would love to wait and see. All this while that he's not able to move in the last 3 seasons is because of his education. He's gotten that one secured. It's very, very important because we should also think about life after the game because that's very, very more important. The life of a footballer is a very short one as a career. But after the career, I've never seen, since I've been following football since 1986 up until now, I've never seen a footballer who had finished training his children to university and graduated before they retire. Most times when footballers retire, that's when they have maybe their first son or is 7 years old or 10 years old, or they're still having 5-year-old. In short, after they retire, their wife are still getting pregnant and producing children. And you know, you sustain a certain lifestyle, you want to maintain it over the next 5 years after retirement, and you now notice that you're spending that kind of money, but you're not earning. It's not like we all are taught how to manage money. Nobody's taught how to manage money. Life happens to you and you learn. So humans are wasteful by nature. So you need to secure the bag pretty early, and getting that education is a very good thing. Most time when I chat with Sheila Fijana, there are so many things that we talk, you know, you can't come out publicly and say, but that make a whole lot of sense. And some people, like me, I always say that I wish I had my first, I got married when I was 25 because I was capable of getting married when I was 25, not to wait till I was 33. That's like pretty much 8 years in the gap that was wasted. By now, my children will be in university. I would have settled down, you know, to really build this company, focus on this one. Now every time I'm thinking, oh, my children's school fees, this one struggle. Sometimes I can't even think of traveling to go like do the content that will give me the numbers that I need. So the same thing happens with footballers. And if we're not careful, you just end up finishing it. And then there is also that issue of once you retire, the woman who used to be your sunshine, your everything, would not disappear and feel like, okay, you're not the guy that they used to marry anymore. Only few really keep their marriage after retirement. Those ones who really married their soulmate or somebody who understand, I don't even understand this whole idea of soulmate anymore, who understand life and say, okay, I want to build for me, my children, and my husband. So all of those things we should also consider for footballers. So for the man, securing the bag, securing the future is really, really more important. Well, I think that next summer he might decide to move. But Wilfred is top quality. I don't want to go with that talk of comfort zone. I mean, it was the team that won the FA Cup. Was it the team that won the Community Shield? Where would he have gone and won all of those things within the Premier League space? I don't think there's any other team that would have taken him and he would have won that. So there's also success with the Leicester that he chose to stay with. Timing is everything. Probably now that he's done with the education, we cannot look at him and say, okay, what comes up next? But I think that Wilfred Ndidi have done absolutely well. Saw him last night against Manchester United. It was the difference, the gap between that scoreline going up to 5 and the scoreline staying at 1-0. So I think he did his job very well. He also showed that this is what you can get if you sign with Freddie Didi going forward. So let's see what happened in the next summer. Not January, but the next summer transfer window, and then we can judge it from there. But I think it's is a good one for me, in my opinion anyway. I'm not saying it because it's my friend or it's somebody that I love, but Wilfred is one of those very, very likable person. You come across to him, very nice, very simple. He's a private person, but he's a very, very simple, simplistic person. Doesn't want trouble. Okay, so I like him for that. Divine Tokai say, I do hope that Chelsea sorts out the sporting director position soon enough. I hope that too, because that affects the coach. You see, with Edu, it just makes Arteta. If you compare Arteta's job and Emery's job, you now understand the role of a sporting director, what they really mean, what they represent to a club. Because sometimes, the calls are happening at the time when you're in training, and if you can't get to your phone, somebody else would jump the queue. The football business, it is dog eat dog. Nobody's going, oh, Arsenal is going for that one. Let's just leave them. Let them benefit from those. Somebody's ready to hijack you. Go and ask Chelsea what happened to their approach for Koundé, Rafinha, and a host of other players that they wanted to sign. People hijack and they don't show remorse for it. It's a dog eat dog war. Okay, football might be a game of fair play, but in the business side, it is kill or be killed. Okay, the might okay say, but the way it be like say now MPFL club owner, the direct traffic for Nottingham Forest, 21 players in one window. I'm not sure say it don't happen for Nigerian League. Well, I've explained why that happened, and if you heard that explanation, then you would understand why they had to do that. Here's a Patrick. He said Liverpool get a 7/10 for me. Started changing the parts of the front three engine since last season, and it's good to see effective change in the team. Would have loved a creative player. We have young guys. Okay, that's good. But Liverpool was aided by a referee to win their last match anyway. We must not fail to say that. He put up 5 minutes of added time and he went to 8 minutes. I don't care what the excuse you make. That is not good. That is bad. If that had happened in Nigerian League or in the NPFL, for instance, all you guys will go up in arms and be saying, oh, stop. That's exactly what happened with Liverpool, and it is bad as far as I'm concerned. You guys might not agree with me, the Liverpool fans, but that is daylight robbery. Okay, Adebola Oluwaseun for me says, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. For me, I'm happy with some Nigerian players' movement this transfer window, most especially Sadiq Umar and Rafael Onyedika. For me, I'm also happy with a lot of Nigerian players' movement. I'm happy the most that Victor Osimhen did go to Manchester United. I'm not hating on Manchester United, but I think that Manchester United is not a place where Osimhen needs to go right now. He still needs one more season to establish himself on that Napoli platform and also on the European stage and say, I am here, so that they will not be discussing him and say, oh, he was injured, he was this, he had COVID issues and all that. Let's have him play a full season and hopefully he doesn't get injured, and we see the numbers, and then we cannot take those numbers and then begin to measure where it can be, whether at Bayern Munich, whether at Man City or Man United or Chelsea or anywhere, because Aubameyang is actually a temporary fix. It's not a long-term solution that will be there for another 5 or 10 years. So I like the fact that I didn't go to Manchester United. Manchester United can still come later when they've qualified for the Champions League, and we'll see what happens. That's one. One of my favorite move this window is this guy, Kevin Bassey, that went to Ajax. I'm very, very happy about that because he's the kind of player, when I watch him, he's very technically gifted, and I think he's the kind of player that would improve at Ajax. One of the sad ones that did happen was the last-minute move of Ola to, I think, Birmingham that they pulled through eventually, but then he should stay in Torino. I'd rather say he plays Serie A than go and play the championship, and hopefully maybe in January or next summer he would move to another club because Ola is also a very, very fantastic and technically gifted player. West Ham also wanted to sign him, but then that deal didn't pull through. And then I love the Umar Sadiq deal. I'm not shitting on Almeria here, but I just love the fact that he moved to Real Sociedad, who does come across to me as a more stable club in the La Liga than the Almeria club as well. And then financially, they will not have much problem going forward. I love that one. I'm very, very happy for him. I'm happy to see him play and score loads of goals. and then the move of 3 other players. I would have loved to see Wilfred did the move, but like I've explained earlier, let's give him to next summer and see how it goes. I think that Leicester City will struggle this season. There's a bit of nagging injuries and a bit of some players who really do look like they are interested in the club anymore. They just are not pulling punches like before. And Jamie Vardy, the nitro in the engine, is no longer that guy. Papa is no longer a rolling stone. He's becoming a little bit slow now. You know, those 50-50 balls that he gets ahead of the opposition goalkeepers and the defense before are no longer coming through because he has slowed down a few notches. And that's just the difference between that Jamie Vardy and this Jamie Vardy. We just hope that they find a way to get going and see. But we'll see what next summer brings in. And I just pray they don't get relegated, you know, because not everybody who get relegated can move. And I'm hoping that Maduka gets a good playing time at Watford as well and the other Nigerians. But I'm not happy with Simiwako move. I'm not happy with Sergio Dest's move. But there are a few other moves that I'm very, very happy about. We look forward to how the season pans out for them. That said, additional for my Man City did the best deal this season for me. The worst is Leicester City. That's true. Akinbola Lanre is Chelsea with good reinforcement on the last day of the transfer window. That's also true. Additional for I want to say Baka were the most brutal dealers this season. Man, they did the mafia move. I agree with you. Akinbola Lanre said, do you see Liverpool turning the corner after some series of lackluster performances early in the season? With the kind of injuries that Liverpool have, it is hard to even throw them in the first place, and you have to accept that they will definitely turn the corner because the power bank of Liverpool is the coach, and I don't think that you're the club. I'm not one of those who ever believe that a coach can go from being good to being bad. Okay, sometimes the tools can get bad, like he's dealing with right now. He would re-engineer that team and get them on a good run. Right now, they are dealing with injuries, and they've still managed to pull in a run of good results, and they still have the best result of this season, winning 9 goals to nothing. I think that eventually all of the injured players will come back, and Liverpool will have a full squad again to call on. The turbo engine will go back again. This is like currently Liverpool is like a plane that have one of its engine blown out. They are flying with one engine, trying to stabilize the plane and land successfully, and then change to another plane, and then change to another engine and get back airborne. When that happens, Liverpool are going to be fearsome. So those who have the opportunity to collect points now should collect points. Let's not forget that as bad as their season have been, they are within the top 6 bracket. That's something you should respect with that team called Liverpool. So I'm not thinking that they are as bad as a lot of people are saying. For banter's sake, yeah, people can do that, but I think that eventually they will come play bad and be in the top 6. And then some other people who claim to be playing well are in the bottom 10. So think about that for a minute and you would understand that Liverpool are not as bad as people say they are. Having said that, I think it's a money boss. I wait to see analysis of Man United versus Arsenal this Sunday. I love your radio service every day. Thank you very much, bros. Do we still have time for that? Maybe I'll add additional 15 minutes to the show and I'll talk about that. But do you remember say anytime we Messi score for Champions League this season, Ronaldo would swear for Man U. Well, it's not really Man U's fault, it's actually Ronaldo's fault. Ronaldo did come out clear at the end of the season, and when did he go to see Ronaldo was throwing tantrum. Ronaldo is not a big player, a big man. If people like Anthony can force a move out of IR, some players can force moves out of where they were playing, for Fana and the rest of them. I think that Ronaldo should have been clear. Ronaldo was playing poker with was playing bluff with Manchester United, and that's not good. You have a new coach coming in, you should have said from the beginning that you want to leave. Even before the coach comes, that should have been your first statement, and then they will start making plans. But now when the club have already made plans to have you in their team, and then you start saying you want to go, you don't want to go, you want to go, you don't want to go. I don't understand that. Ronaldo is too big, he's been long in the game, and he's got the best football agent in the world right now. Should have done this properly, but he didn't do it. So it's not anybody's fault, but Ronaldo's fault. And let's not blame Man United for things that they've not done, because Ronaldo himself has not covered himself in glory, and some of the things he did also made other people to say, we can't sign this kind of player. A player that refuses to go on preseason, a player that refuses to run with the team, is practically exposes all of the things that people have been saying about him, that Ronaldo thinks of himself and no other person. And that is one of the things that scared everybody out of his way. Look at Messi. He knows that he's not in his place again, like in Barcelona, where he's the dominant factor. You see him dropping deep, ready to assist, ready to sleep on the ground for free kick and all that. That's not what Messi would do at Barcelona. But he knows that this is not my team. I'm not the captain of this ship. I'm just privileged to be playing football because I still love football. I need a place to stay fit for the FIFA World Cup with Argentina. And hopefully, if we go and win it, I cannot decide to do whatever I want to do. But for now, I've got to respect myself. You've got to know your place. in the conversation, so that when you go to another man's kitchen, you don't go take the lead and begin to serve meat from pot. You wait for them to give you food, no matter how much of a big house you're coming from. But you're in another man's kitchen. That's the way it works. That's the rule. So it's Ronaldo that did this to himself, not Manchester United. I can't go blaming Manchester United for what they did do. Okay, let me say good morning, boss. Additional love for myself. Haaland has made the English press quiet. No one is shouting Phil Foden up and down again. They talk as if Premier League is a lot and Omega. Say Casemiro cannot play in England. Now, wow, so like this. Olamat, you say, I'm happy with Barcelona's transfer this summer, but our defense is still not strong enough to stand its ground against some of the teams in Europe. I think I will agree with that one. I agree. Okay. Let me say, Aston Villa not release Douglas Lewis. I think January Arsenal might not go for him again. No, I think it's going to be next summer. Arsenal is not the January team. Nisole Samuel Balaji, he said, what is your opinion on Man U versus Arsenal on Sunday? Do you think Arsenal can continue their unbeaten run, or Man U can cause crack in the armor of Arsenal? So one of the things that I've noticed with the current Man United since they dropped Harry Maguire, and also, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't get to start, is the fact that Manchester United starts with a high press and a high speed in the first 35 minutes of the game to disorient the opposition and score. But what people are not giving them credit for is how they have learned how to defend for 90 minutes without conceding goal. So it's hard to penetrate them. It's hard to create chaos in that 18-yard box. And that's where Arsenal are strong with Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka, who is playing at 50%, not at the best of what he was playing last season. Odegaard is now beginning to come to the game. If Arsenal can get their own mojo going there, it will be nice. And if Granit Xhaka comes with his shooting boots and finds the accuracy, it would also work well. But when Arsenal play Manchester United, no matter how good an analyst you are, you stay shut up and watch. You know why? Man United have the dominant power over Arsenal. I'm sorry, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I've got to say this. And Man United know how to win. This season, they've also proven it. They were being beaten, bruised, bashed, and scattered back and front. But guess what? They came to they played against Liverpool, who everybody felt like Liverpool was going to kill them like they did last season, and they beat Liverpool. With all the second half resurgence of Liverpool, it didn't change anything because they find a way to keep their structure very, very tight and that low block well organized. So that just might happen in this game. I'm hopeful because Arsenal have also found a way to come from losing position, I think on one or two occasions now in the league. They've also shown that when they are vulnerable, they can easily lift their head and go on the attack. Man United also, I'm not sure that they can score loads of goals. Arsenal have shown that in every single game, at least they can score 2 goals. So if Man United comes in with this, we score you 1 goal and we go and sit back, Arsenal might win. But my best bet on this game is that it's going to be a draw. Arsenal scores solidly guarded at the back, like they are the most solid team in the defense. And right now, they also have a defensive midfield problem that the Man United midfield can take advantage of. And almost everything that Arsenal creates comes from that midfield and sometimes from the wider areas. Tyler Malaysia does look like a player who can keep Bukayo Saka in check. I don't know if on the other side he can keep Martinelli in check. I don't think so. So if Arsenal plays Zinchenko and Martinelli like they did against, I think it was the team that Leicester that had Fofana, I think Arsenal might just find joy coming in from that end, and we'll see how it goes. But hey, this is not one of those ones where I can put my money and say I'm betting on Arsenal. Arsenal must no. I don't think that arrogance. I don't think Arsenal have earned the right to that arrogance. Yes, they've won all 5 of their games, but they've not earned the right to that arrogance yet, because if you look, the fixtures from the beginning, and Arsenal fans will hate me for this, but the fixtures from the beginning of the season up until now have been favorable to them. The next 5 or 6 games will tell, because there is a place where Arsenal will play Liverpool and Tottenham back to back. All of those games, I will tell from Sunday, Arsenal will go on these tricky matches that just might take them from first position to somewhere around 6 or 7. I did the calculation last night. Depending on how results go, Arsenal might come down to 7th and then start trying to climb the game. But then Arsenal could also surprise everybody, including me, win all this game and then establish themselves as also favorite to challenge Manchester City to the throne, because if they win their next 6 games, Arsenal obviously will be looked upon as a team that everybody should watch out for. But for now, it still does fall into the group of the initial level, like, okay, just smooth, good runs, luck of the draws and all that. But we will see at the end of the day, right? Christopher Martin, he said, good morning, boss. Good morning. How will you rate Hector Bellerin's transfer to Barcelona. I think Barcelona got a very good player. One of the things that I've always said about Hector Bellerin was that Nicolas Pepe destroyed Hector Bellerin. But a lot of people don't agree with me, especially the Arsenal fan TV. Listen, when Arsenal had a player that was tracking back and helping Bellerin, Bellerin was one of that fantastic players. Was, as a matter of fact, the next Ashley Cole playing from the right-hand side. But then when Nicolas Pepe came in, he came at a time where Hector Bellerin was coming back from injury, and they gave him that run of games. The one thing about Nicolas Pepe was that he does not know how, without the ball, is useless. Even with the ball, is also very, very useless. Because sometimes he keeps the ball for too long, his decision-making is very, very poor. I think, in my opinion, is the worst football player I have seen all my life. And I'm 44 years of age. I've been following football since 1986. But it's the worst footballer I've seen all my life. And a lot of people will not agree with me. So it coincided with that time where he was getting those run of games, but it wasn't helping from Unai Emery to Arteta. And it exposed Bellerin so much that there was no recovery from it, because it started looking like it was the weak link, whereas it was actually Nicolas Pepe that was the weak link. Unfortunately, that's what happened. I think that in the Barcelona team where you have Dembele, Barcelona attack more than they defend. They keep the ball, they have possession more than they lose possession. If he gets to play, you would see Bellerin again. Another advantage with Bellerin, his crosses are very accurate. He also knows how to score, cutting in and then whipping it into the far corner of the goal. I think Barcelona has got a good player at the prime age, a player who's learned from his mistake, who's experienced now, who can really play there. Well, he's a product of the Barcelona Youth Academy anyway, so he's coming back home. That's what I'll say on that one. Origo Joseph, he said, Haaland passed Juju, but all the same, the boy good, but my prayer say make Chelsea come back to their form again with all their signings. Origo Joseph, he say, I greet all the football fans. Good morning. Adijala Ufuma says, the market is over. Tuchel should now focus on coaching. The owners should now ensure they rescue the right hand now. Okay, is that recruit the right hand now. Tuchel has been doing too many rules which have distracted him since February. I agree with you as well. Chike Ayalogu say, I like Arsenal's transfer market. I really can't wait for the end of the season to see how we do. One thing that I think is guaranteed is Arsenal will make it top four. But this time around, the teams that are justly for it is not just 4 teams. It's Man City to win the title. There is Arsenal, there's Man United, there's Liverpool, there's Chelsea. There is the pretenders, Tottenham Hotspur, who I think is holding somebody's spot. The people that are going to have that spot are coming for it. So if you ask me, my top 4 team, Man City to win the league, Man United to come second, Arsenal to come third, Chelsea to come fourth. Probably somebody will ask me, where's Liverpool? I don't know, but it does look like Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur, or probably Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. One of those three, 2 of those 3 anyway, would fall out of the top 4. But I think that Man United and Arsenal will make top 4 guarantees. But the other ones, I don't know. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see. Ladmeyer say Man U is looking strong defensively, but their front is not producing. They just signed Anthony. That guy is going to be a problem to a lot of people. Producing goals. I believe Arsenal match will be a big test for their defense. Okay. Daniel Abanom say good morning, Elevator, the best sports station in the land. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Samuel Ikechukwu, you say good morning, fans, and good morning, sir. What position do you think Chelsea will finish this season? Chelsea falls into that top 7 group. I'm still not sure. I want to watch their new signing and the way the coach will play them. I just hope that it's not staying unnecessarily loyal to Kai Havertz. I think that also is a problem that's affecting the team. There is a player that is in that team that I thought should have been starting, Broja, or whatever his name is, should have been starting this Albania. Where is it from? Player. It should be starting, but unfortunately it's not starting. And that kind of decision making, and maybe he might get over loyal to Aubameyang as well. Aubameyang is a good goal scorer, but Aubameyang is not a hungry player. Played for Arsenal for years, and I know Aubameyang is not the kind of guy who loses a match and feel bad about it. He will still be smiling, he will still be comfortable, looking around, going for pictures, going for social media and all that. He doesn't feel sad when he loses. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I say when you play for a team like Chelsea, that would be a problem. The fans will come at you. When they lose games, they'll come at you. Aubameyang is good when you're winning. But when you're losing, Aubameyang does not give you the body language that make you say it feels bad that they are losing. I remember when Barcelona draw their first game against Real Valladolid, you could see Lewandowski very, very angry. He could I didn't sign up for this. Like, I didn't sign up for this. I came here to score goals to win. I know we created chances, but we could do better. Aubameyang came in, after the game was laughing, was signing the autograph, was shaking people's hand. And I remember somebody went to tell him that this is Barcelona. You don't do this here. This draw is as good as a loss. Okay? And then he came out the next game. You saw what happened. It was forward. Okay? That's how you want to see your team play. You don't want players who don't feel bad that they are losing. That's my only fear with Aubameyang. That's what I always have with him. I tell people that of all the goals he scored, remember Nicolas Bretner led us now attack and we went to the Champions League. And Adebayor led us now attack. We went to the Champions League. Or this Aubameyang led the Arsenal attack with a group of players that could have also made it to the Champions League, and nothing happened, and he didn't bother the guy. He had Ozil, he had, at some point, he has Alexis, he had Ozil, he had himself, Santi Cazorla, all of them. He didn't bother them like, oh, we're not making the Champions League. We should be making the Champions League. But, hey, we'll see with Chelsea anyway. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not really putting it of being beaten on the road all the time. That's my only fear with them. But let's see how it goes eventually. Let's just see how it goes. Daniel, okay, I'm taking that. Is it Patrick? But if you watch that game, you will notice that 30 minutes were wasted with Newcastle players on the floor. Should time not be paused? And no, time cannot be paused. If you raise 5 minutes, 5 minutes is the time. How come that does not happen? If Liverpool were the one wasting time, I'll tell you, and they needed that draw, the game will end. Why does it always happen in the Premier League? Have you seen that kind of a thing happen in La Liga or Serie A or the Bundesliga? That's one. Two, and every time this thing happens, why is it that it always happens to favor a big team in the Premier League? I mean, it doesn't make sense. In the half 5 minutes, time wasting after that ball has been lifted is part. They want to secure the scoreline that they have. So it's part of the game. If it was favoring Liverpool, the game would end exactly the time that was lifted. Now, all of a sudden, you guys know how to calculate time, the number of time. This is the first time I'm seeing that people know how many minutes was wasted. When I do, excuse will kill us for this country, sharp. Lord Mayor, after this season, they will have 1 year remaining on his contract. Yes. Samuel Ikechukwu, he said, boss, which striker do you think will fight Haaland for the Golden Boot this season? Based on current form, there's nobody. But I don't think Haaland will play like this from now to the end of the season. I think when the Champions League comes in, they will rotate. There's a striker that will fight Haaland for that goal-scoring position. The striker does not play regularly right now. It's Julian Alvarez. The small minutes that he gets, the kind of things that he does, that's the guy that will chase Haaland for the top goal scorer. Every other player, I don't think so. And you know the good thing, Haaland is not going to the World Cup. It will be fresh from December 26th. You know, when the World Cup break is over and they are back to play, it will be fresh. He would have rested. He would have taking all the medical attention and everything, and it'll come out fresh, where some people will be coming back from the World Cup with disappointment, some will be coming with being overworked, some will be coming in with excitement, but then at the end of the day, not ready to readjust into the winter of the Premier League. I think that this season, it's hard for me to point anybody that would, hey, this person will compete with him. After all, Mitrovic is shocking everybody, but it's going to come a time where Fulham will become Fulham, and they are going forward will be less that they are going defending. So that's also going to be a case. But I don't think that there's anybody. Haaland's greatest challenge for me is Haaland himself. Nobody is out there that I think will challenge him. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. Kande Michael, should AS Roma be considered a title contender or a dark horse in the race? I would rather call them a dark horse, and especially the fact that Jose Mourinho is their manager. That guy cannot be taken for granted. They are a dark horse. That's a good place to put them. Put them a title contender. That would be asking for too much. And then if they fail, it make it look like, oh, you don't even know what you're saying. But calling them a dark horse is very, very good, because one of the things that Jose Mourinho is not doing is winning at places where he should win, and making sure that if he can't win against the Juventus, AC Milan, and the rest of this world, they draw, so that there is no extra advantage over him and his team. That's a good one, but his squad is also not very big. So if injury comes in, they'll go to the World Cup and come back. Italian players are not also going to go to the World Cup. That's another advantage for anybody who have Italian players in their team. Things might change at the end of the day, but I'll call him a dark horse right now. And finally, Christopher Martin, they say, how do you rate Alonso's transfer to Barcelona? It's the kind of player that they need anyway. It's the kind of player that fits into that team. He's a squad member. It's not going to be like a super regular. He adds vibes to the team. It's the kind of player that Xavi also need. He goes forward very well. Barcelona is saying, score us we will double the score that you score against us. That's the way they are set up that team, because the team is designed with players that go forward, Ansu Fati, Rafinha, Dembele, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, and the rest of them. And even their midfielder, there's only one stable defensive midfielder, Sergio Busquets. The other ones are players who like to run forward, bump forward, and try to either score the goal or set up goals. So if you see that team is set up to attack more than they are set up to defend. But I think that anybody who discounts Barcelona from any of the competition they're playing this season is playing with fire. Barcelona is a team that you should watch out for. Yeah, Real Madrid is the La Liga is Real Madrid's title to lose, but then Barcelona can still, if they give them the chance to do it. Okay, as Patrick said, not nice interactive show. Thank you very much. God bless you guys. Let's do this again on Monday. But until then, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, this is not forced, but I'm begging you, please help us. Give me the courage and the faith to keep investing in this project by subscribing to our channel. Drop comment on the content that will drop in, get engaged in it. I like what we do with the live stream. I wish we could also do the same with all that content that we put out, because the engagement is what helps the algorithm to help advertisers and say, okay, people like what they are doing. Please, when we drop content, whether it's our shorts or the long content that will drop in, please do engage with us and help us to grow. Thank you very much. My name is Idafe Matthew. Certainly, you love to come in the Elevator on the Sports. It's been a wonderful time on the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio today. Lord Mayor, you said in one coming late. He says so. Baka is prepared to use one striker for a whole season. They don't have one striker. You're the one that's thinking that they have one striker. There is Lewandowski. Ferran Torres is also a striker. And don't forget that Ujo Chris Brown is still in that team, in case you've forgotten. And then, you know, the way the team is, they can, you know, evolve Rafinha into a striker as a false nine. They can also evolve Dembele as a false nine. Same with Ansu Fati and the rest of them. So it's not really a one striker team, but you just want to banter them as a one striker team. That's where I draw the curtain on the show today. Let's do this again on Monday. But please stay with us on YouTube and help us to grow the content that we put in. It's an appeal. I'm begging you people. My friend sent me one message. He said, when I don't have my business, I be, if I commit suicide now, when I call contribute, when I call set up committee of friends, when I call contribute money to drink beer and do party for my head. But when I get alive, they asking them to support my business. And I laughed about it, and I, you know, get in touch with him. But that does make sense, you know, when the context in which you said it. Please don't let me send that note to you guys. Just help me grow this channel. This is the business that I want to do. I don't want to get fed up and run away at the end of the day. If you've not subscribed, just click on the subscribe button. It doesn't cost money to do that. And do well to watch our content. And yes, I just got a reminder. Chris Brown have signed for Espanyol, but they still have enough striker. Like everybody's calling this guy Chris Brown now. I remember the first day I mentioned that about Chris Brown. But back to the Brentwaite. All right, guys, let's see again on Monday. Until then, there'll be plenty of content on the channel. Do well to follow and drop a comment. Have a great day. Bye-bye.